When I was in 10th grade, I was diagnosed with Lyme disease, and it turned my world upside down because I really didn't know what it was, and I was so scared. I remember the day. It was in September. I think it was like September the 5th or the 10th, between that time. And I was in American Sign Language class, and my mom sent me a text, which you're not really supposed to do in school, but I did it anyways. But she sent me a text telling me what the doctor had finally figured out. And it said, "You have Lyme disease." And I almost started crying in class, because if you don't know what you have and you just hear that word, it's very frightening. And so I was just very scared. This brings me back to 8th grade. In 8th grade, I was on a camping trip, and with my entire class, and we went for 3 days, and I think it was Pennsylvania. Yeah, it was Pennsylvania and the mountains. We went hiking, and we got up there. It was a really fun camping trip, but we were up there for 3 days, and we climbed, and we did all this sorts of fun stuff. But I decided, since we couldn't shower, and girls understand this, but guys may not really care, like showering's a big deal for girls. We couldn't shower for 3 days, so I braided my hair. To my little knowledge, I thought that was okay, but that was what really just was one of the main factors of me getting sick, is that I braided my hair and my scalp was exposed, and I got a little tick bite, like I think right about here, but I just didn't know what it was. I thought it was a bug bite. I kept scratching it, and I get home, and I finally was just like, that's not a bug bite, and so my mom took it off. But when we took it off, it was literally the size of a pinpoint, which is like that, like maybe smaller. Let me try it again. That. And so it was very difficult to see. Now, I wasn't even sure what to think about it. And so this brings me back to 10th grade when I found out. I didn't know what to think about it. And before I had found out what it was, I went to, I think it was my pediatrician, about 10 times in 1 month. And we were trying to figure out what was going on. I had symptoms like I couldn't put one foot in front of the other because I was so tired. I had really bad headaches and random fevers of like 103. I had double vision where I could see 2 of one thing. I started just getting so sleepy. I just didn't want to get out of bed, and my joints would swell up like so big. I couldn't run. I was a cheerleader, so I couldn't run with the rest of them, or my knees would swell up to the size of a grapefruit. So they put me on a medicine for about 60 days, and it just made me worse. But I finally found a specialist, and he put me on a long-term treatment for about 1.5 years. And I took 32 pills a day. And I think it was the summer before my senior year, so it was about 1 year ago, I decided that I was going to put my trust in God, and just take myself off the medicine. And I've been medicine-free for 1 year, and I thank the Lord for that. But I feel like it's my calling to let other people know what this is and how dangerous it is. To better understand what Lyme disease is and its physical effects, I should first tell you that Lyme disease has many adverse effects on a person's life. But to first understand, let's talk about what it is. Lyme disease, according to, I'm going to say it wrong, Jonathan Edlow, I think that's how you say it, in his book, Bullseye, he defines the disease as a tick-borne disease that is caused by the bacterium called Borrelia burgdorferi. And the tick introduces, when it's latches onto your skin, it introduces intruders called spirochetes into the blood system that attack the immune system, and that greatly weakens the immune system to fight off just normal common colds like the flu or just the sinus infection, really. But spirochetes, where did I put that? Spirochetes are little organisms that look like this, and they're all up and down your spinal cord, and they stop fluid going into your brain and other parts of your body. And according to Weintraub, as the spirochetes multiply, they become a neurological time bomb. Many physical effects, there are many, many of them, but some more prevalent ones that you'll mostly see that are a dead giveaway that, oh, maybe I should go to the doctor for this. There's chronic fatigue, Lyme arthritis, which is just a different name for arthritis. It just categorizes it with Lyme disease. Fever, headaches, flu-like symptoms, and rashes. The rashes just show you where the tick bite was, but not many people get it. So I have these visual aids right here. You can pass them around. They just kind of tell you some general information. You want to pass it that way, you can pass it that way. All right, so those are some of the physical effects. To understand another effect, which would be like the social effect, there are many students who have this disease and they can't no longer go to school, so they'll have to get tutors. And so they are disconnected from their friends, and their friends lose interest and they don't want to hang out as much, so they start feeling very alone. And then going on to the psychological effects, because of their feeling alone, that can also strike up depression, which is also another main factor, a physical part of it. You can get depression from Lyme disease because the fluid's not getting to your brain. They feel really disconnected from everything, and I'm going to wrap it up. And if you have any more questions, come talk to me because I'd be glad to answer any of them.